so the supports are already under a lot of pressure. King the Spirit Breaker means he'd do something towards Windrunner or the Gyro, but he's not, like, that's wrong laning support. I guess he could be. They wanted to opt for like a tri-lane top, but then it's just
yeah,
and the late game's also just not better, so I feel like they have to do a lot in the early game, and game which they definitely can. Like it's just execution based, where GP have a bit more of a Ferrara lineup.
Definitely, and Goldenboys just have a lot more fallback. If something does go wrong in mid lane, they always will have the Gyro farming. If the Gyro's having a hard time, Windrunner's probably not having the worst of times. Either way, let's get into it, introducing the players. We've got Appa Ninja on that Shadow Fiend, Sharklo on the Darkseer, It's Live O on the Beastmaster, Yojitsu on Spirit Breaker, and finally Goddamn on the Wyvern.
Goldenboys, we've got maybe next time the Drafter on the Earthshaker, Fug on the Windrunner, S224J on
That's
the Lich.
Skanks. That's Skanks.
On the Lich, Skylark on the SLTV, and Kaiser on the...
Yeah. And another thing that I'll be interested to see in the two games I've caught, Thug generally had an okay performance in mid, but he didn't seem to be maybe quite as ready for it, but obviously they did beat OG yesterday. I unfortunately didn't catch that one, was costing some stuff, so we'll see exactly how his mid lane ends up going. You mentioned that you think HL's lineup is a bit harder to execute. Do you think their laning phase is also more difficult, or, I mean, this Darkseer Spirit Breaker lane is pretty hell.
Yeah, it's got the ability to put a lot of pressure onto the Gyro, but it looks like because of the ward that the Earthshaker put out, they see the 5-man rotation, so they might even opt to dodge, but the more favourable lane for the Gyro, where he has to deal with the Beastmaster and possibly the Wyvern instead, should actually be really smart from them.
Yeah, they've already got Skylark down in the bottom lane, spots out their rotations, telling his team just to be careful, so it looks like we'll have the usual rune split, one for top, one for bottom, and this mid-match matchup, it's pretty even. We've actually got Beastmaster as well. Put it up top. This is another thing I was gonna say. It's not fantastic, but Beastmaster, I mean, you generally want the boar in lane to harass, but you could potentially send it to the jungle to stack for Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, if you want to do that kind of next level stuff, if he summons it right now, he gets a minute mark. That would be legit, actually.
It's something I've seen before, where Beastmasters, instead of using their boar to harass in lane, either just deciding that their lane is a bit awful, they will kind of just constantly use the boar for stacking, and it can certainly help you as the Beastmaster farm catch back up because of how axes work, but with Appa Ninja on a Shadow Fiend, should help him out too. And here comes the Arctic Burn that we've all gotten so used to, forcing Windrunner to pop that Windrun, and goddamn just doing some good harass, so... Pretty standard stuff. Now, down bottom, we've got Sharklo actually doing a lot of damage to Skylark. Level 1 Ion Shell. Apparently doing work.
He's gonna have a fun time in this lane. Not really gonna be under pressure for quite a while. And I want to point out the Spirit Breaker is literally jungling. So, stay off the map, be as efficient as you can while doing that. Which is not something you see too often. And I'm not too sure how it's going to work out, but if it does, I'll be impressed.
Yeah, I'd never seen the Spirit Breaker jungle. He's already down to just one tango, but it's not strange. I mean, I think having one salve, having a bit of mana regen, probably your first or second charge is going to end up with you super low. So, seems like a decent engagement, and we've got a stun onto mid, just harassing Appa Ninja a bit. This Earthshaker, we've discussed before. Oh, we've got Gyrocopter taking a lot of damage. Kaiser's gonna be our first blood. He just goes down, and now Skank's looking like he may be in trouble too, but Jujitsu, he is level 2, not getting the bashes that he wants, so this top lane, strange tri-lane, doing work.
Yeah, that's actually so what gets the Satyr spawn, but he's just jungle, saw what he had, and he decided to work with it. Generally don't expect level 2 Spirit Breaker at that point when there's not been any pulls going on.
Yeah, he's been getting some lucky jungling. They're gonna actually go for the stun. Who got the rune there? Looks like Earthshaker managed to take the bounty, so he's pretty happy, although Darkseer gets a regen. Always nice for that hero. And in mid, already working out for HR, so they're pulling a little bit ahead. Do you think the Gyrocopter just needs to rotate?
think with the Lich having the lane this far back, he'll be fine. I think it's mostly just the fact they didn't expect that to happen. But I don't think it'll happen too much. Should be alright to keep him up there for a while at least. Maybe rotate him away after he gets level or the SLTV starts feeling pressure from the leveled Iron Shell.
They might be bringing some more hurt. They've got the slow, but I don't think a charge is going to come out. Nijitsu is standing really close by. I think, yeah, the creeps actually see him, so not going to be able to do the sneakiest of things, but certainly a nice start out from HR. Now, some itemization in this game. I wonder, Beastmaster, used to seeing him just rush Necrobook. Is there any reason he might want to blink earlier this game, maybe to lock down Windrunner? And actually, Kaiser taking a lot of damage again. There's a really nice fissure, unfortunately on the wrong side. Can they catch? It's Livo. Not quite so much. I think if that fissure were on the correct side, they would have a kill. Goes for the Echo Slam without having, not Echo Slam, the Enchant Totem without having a point in Aftershock, so that was weird.
Alright, click damage. 3-minute Echo Slam, there you go.
He did not.
Tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
I think. Oh. Sorry, I completely forgot your point. Oh yeah, the Necrobook. I think it's better because the blink point earlier where you lack damage in fights, and if you go blink, you're nearly it's all on the shadow. You go for the Necrobook, it do like a more solid tower pushing, it gives you better team fight. You have the Spirit Breaker to initiate in the early stages of the game, and Darkseid to some extent. If you surge into Roar, it's generally good enough, but especially at night time. I'd like to see the Necrobook first.
Yeah, HR, I mean, I don't think it's a problem just because of how this game will progress, but their early game team fight's going to be a lot of magical damage coming out from Darkseid, coming out of Shadow Fiend, and I wonder how that's going to affect them. Shockwell creep cutting again, and he is having a ball. He is top of the Sea Earth net chart, and there's nothing Skylark can do here, I feel. Goldenboy's lane's surprisingly weak.
He's getting good though. He's only a few behind. Which I'm kind of surprised about. He's managed to sustain the game really well. He didn't opted to just go for like a lot of regen at the start, hasn't picked or anything, so.
Oh, we've got a fissure on top. The boar is tanking a little bit of it. Can they get the damage? They've also got the slow. It's live. They need about 2 more auto attacks to eat the mango and the rocket barrage, but they didn't continue going forwards. And he uses the flat cannon, but it is not enough. Just letting It's Live get away on 20 health.
Not value on the mango.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And unfortunately, they'd rotated a bunch down bottom for Skylark as well, but finding nothing for HR. So both sides having their ganks foiled. And that'll be that. Actually, oh gosh, Skylark, he's been found out by a bash. He manages to get off a big slithering crush, but Shockwell is still coming. The Splinter Blast doesn't hit, but Shockwell, he's going to dive this tower. Now maybe next time's in trouble as well. Where are the TP rotations? Maybe next time's just going to go down, and Skylark should follow. They don't manage to get off a secondary charge, but they'll see him in a second. Slithering Crushies, it's nighttime. Here comes SF. Gonna just fill himself up, or can Skylark get the deny? He misses the raise, and Skylark goes down to neutrals. Well played.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You have to guess at that point. So, nice heads up play from him. Opting for the pistols. Wouldn't have worked for any other camp than Warfare, but unfortunate as well.
Yeah, thank goodness for that damage output on the Alpha Wolves, but the early rotations from HR, I was surprised to see the Wyvern go too, but they're definitely doing a good amount of work.
Is under attack.
Yeah, it was a really heads up play because when he saw them there, he TP'd the tower, but unfortunately this ward gave vision of him coasting around on the side, so they were able to get the charge off.
Yeah.
Nice to see the early aggression coming out from HR. The Wyvern being able to do this is like much nicer than just sitting in a lane being a defensive support. Makes you feel a lot better about your hero, for sure.
Yeah. We've also got a potential gank coming in to the mid lane. Windrunner has to be careful, there's a lot of magical damage, although she's probably just gonna, yeah, she actually just tanks the Splinter Blast. They've got Skylark coming in, but I don't know if this is going to be enough. A power shot comes out. Goddamn is getting a little bit low. Do they know where Spirit Breaker is? Yujitsu just hiding. The Ion Shell's about to wear out, so I think nothing will happen here. And we've got more heroes. Earthshaker, I think they saw Yujitsu, they're hunting for him. He's going to manage to charge away, and oh, they catch him at the edge, but he's up on the high ground. He's stuck, and they know it. Do they have any way of eating through the trees? Who has trees?
I don't know exactly where he is, unfortunately. I think he's fine.
Yeah, the power shot misses. He'll probably just charge away in a few seconds, and there he goes. And that's a nice space creator. Appa Ninja, very happy to get the last hits in mid while that goes down.
Yeah, GP ended up getting the ward that's placed behind the tower earlier with the sentry, so that's a heads up by them, realizing it could be there. I don't think it was actually given away, but a nice heads up support play. Now they're looking for the smoke into Affinity.
Yeah, we have 5 heroes in mid. Skylark trying to make something happen with that sprint. He's been spotted though. He's gonna go in. He's gonna be able to get through the creeps with the changes to sprint. He'll get off the slithering crush. Here comes the charge though. The cooldown is dropped. I think Jitsu should probably fall, and Kaiser's going for the SF kill. A strange rage and raise, and the power shot getting the kill. Where? Oh, we've got a bunch of different things going on. Jitsu, his charge is coming off cooldown in 3 seconds, but the physical damage with amp damage will be too much, and he falls as well. So it's slide with TP rotation not doing it, and Goldenboys have tied up the score and got themselves a nice bit of gold, killing that top farmer off.
I like this play from the Spirit, going for the sacrificial lamb play, but just quite enough. See coming out.
Yeah, I agree. It was pretty nice. Something else I just realized is Windrunner also pretty dang weak against a cold embraced target because of how focus fire works. I guess she has power shot, which of course she's maxing, but don't know if it will be enough. And this charge I think will just be for harass. Spirit Break is not a high enough level to get more than that done. And here comes the Windrunner. She's gonna actually maybe be able to turn it around. Is the shackle coming out? It latches. Goddamn, it's dead. And he goes down there. Really well played from both Skylark for popping in, but mainly from Thug. Quick thinking there.
I like that they try to force the TPs, but they're obviously not on the same page there. There's no way you get that
Dire's
kill.
middle
You
tower
recognize
is
that,
under
I
attack.
recognize that, goddamn, unfortunately didn't. Or maybe you just got greedy and went for one more hit on the harass.
Yeah, I think it was the one more hit. I think that they knew they weren't getting it because, of course, they're 2 pretty weak heroes. Splinter Blast does a lot early game, but it doesn't do that much and against the Windrunner. So I think that they just thought they could get one more hit off, maybe not expecting the shackle to latch. Arguably a bit of bad positioning by Goddamn, and Goddamn's a really great player. I've seen some fantastic things from him, but everybody makes mistakes.
That's the joy of Dota. You can be one of the best players in the world and you can do silly mistakes and everyone will criticize you.
Yeah. Oh, Kaiser putting himself in a bad spot. We got a Primal Roar coming out on him. A fissure, but he's in the middle of a wall. He gets the cooldown. Can his team do any sort of follow-up? Here comes Lich, also not having level 6, and now maybe next time. I think he has to try to bait them in or something. Level 6, very close for Lich, but I don't think they're getting this. They will have another stun and enchant totem, but oh, the axes might end up just killing off maybe next time. Goodbye, he says. Now Skylark is here as well, but Skanks, he's gonna fall. Slithering Crush at least nets them one return kill, and here comes Thug. Shackle gonna pop up that Surge. Shackle not gonna latch, it's at least gonna burn some of the Surge time, but Skylark just keeping up with him. Another Slithering Crush, and I think this is the end of the offlaner. These power shots, I mean, yeah, they're easy to land on a Slithering Crush unit, but still, really nice job coming out of Thug.
Place is made for the Shadow Fiend though. He's at least putting pressure on this tower. Should be able to at least take DD rune.
Oh, Earthshaker gets the deny. Well played there. Always what we like to see. Denying a tower out from under a DD Shadow Fiend, that's pretty cheeky.
Hey, he's 2 for 2 this game. He got the one bottom as well.
Is under attack.
So he's the bane of HR's tower pushing right now.
Yeah.
They want revenge. Cal's coming in.
Or Earthshaker, he's gonna, maybe
Radiant's
next
top
time,
tower
not
is
gonna
under
have
attack.
the fissure or the stun connect, and he should be okay, but down bottom, they're getting ready to do it again. They have the Primal Roar up, and Skylark this time, he's gonna Primal Roar, but can he just slither away? The sprint was active already, he's taking amped up damage, and here comes the charge. He needs team backup, and here they come. They might just be able to get this with the Spirit Breaker. He is only level 5 though, so gonna cancel that charge. I think if you have Nether Strike, you just go for it.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
they're actually fairly underleveled on Hellraisers, so we only just hit level 8. Say the Spirit Breaker's not quite 6 yet. Goddamn, at least has it, so maybe they can do something with the curse instead. The Nether Strike.
Yeah, we've also got Earthshaker only being level 4, but this'll happen. He's roaming. He maybe arguably doesn't need it as much, especially with how powerful Fissure is. Fissure's a fantastic spell early game, and he's doing work with or without the Echo Slam, but I accidentally keep calling the Enchant Totem. Just like these Sleepy Dota things, but big pickup, Skylark has
Dire's
his
middle tower
blink,
is under
and that's
attack.
what I meant by, I think if you have the Nether Strike on the Spirit Breaker, you just go for a kill on the Slaughter every time because you're delaying
Radiant's
his
top
blink,
tower
but
is under
unfortunately
attack.
it's up, and suddenly the game getting a bit harder for Hellraisers.
I like his decision to straight rush blink this game, opting away from getting Tranquils or Bossol or any kind of small items.
Yeah, I also think that while it might be a little bit hard, it's always hard to get good blink initiation against a beast monster. You have to go it. There's just so many chances where it benefits you, and Thug actually, he's going to be engaged upon. He manages to get the shackle, but here comes Goddamn, does have the Winter's Curse, and I wouldn't be surprised there it goes. And they might even use the Primal Roar. Where's the backup Thug? Can he just windrun away? He's got TP support, but taking physical active damage. Here comes the cooldown, but Thug is dead, and they might be able to get a bunch of return kills, though. Oh, from Lich, bouncing everywhere. Goddamn, taking a bunch of damage. Razors are going to come out, and Kaiser, he's going to be pulled back through the wall, but the Slithering Crush saving his life, and I think he gets out. Maybe next time being pinged. He is most certainly dead. Did not have gold to pick up a TP, but still a good turnaround kill. A little bit in favor, I would argue, for HR, just because they managed to get the Windrunner and she's topping the net worth chart, but certainly salvaging that situation really well.
Radiant's top tower.
Looks like they're going to be able to transition power as well. StarLadder trying to delay it, but I think they've got the mind to just take the crush and try to power.
Yeah, and they don't want to go for it.
So they don't have to worry about the tower aggro. But that's going to give time for GB to resurrect and come back with full mana and HP.
This charge, I don't know if it's going to connect. It looks like your Jitsu's going for it, and Skylark suddenly in a bad position. It's raise time. We've got the Nether Strike up, and that is a dead Skylark, just overstaying his welcome. And you said Goldenboys respawning, but at the same time, they are not in a position to fight. No blink up on Earthshaker, of course, so they're just going to have to deal with the fact that they lost a tower there, and also a good man in the
Good fish.
Oh, a good fish, yeah. I really like this smoke up play. I think, yeah, they're...
GB
Was
know
it
about
seen?
it, I think.
Yeah, was it seen? I feel like it was
Power
just
shot
out of...
saw it. If he was looking at the end of his power shot, they would have seen the smoke animation.
Oh, but
like...
maybe next time just gonna end up tanking the gank. He manages to get the fissure on one, but here comes the Primal Roar. And again, HR, they're not exactly going in one by one, but Goldenboys is finding them one by one and just really punishing them for these, for I guess not playing as 5 at 15 minutes into the game. Don't really blame them. Can they get the Roshan off the back of this? They've got 1 point in presence of the Dark Lord. They're going for it.
Definitely can. They've got potions to tank as well, so that helps a lot.
Yeah. In this moment, we'll take a few seconds to look at all the items that have been flying out for the lineup of HR. We've got Goddamn, rocking those Tranquils, and a Soul Ring. Pretty damn good for a Wyvern. Spirit Breaker's got up his own, so of course his damage output is a little bit better and helping him with the Roshan. Sanj first on Shadow Fiend. We've been seeing this a lot more, where heroes recognizing they need to tank up. And this smoke coming out. Skylark, he gets the 3-man Slithering Curse, a power shot as well. The cooldown might just take out Jujitsu. He's gonna go down, but they manage to get off the wall. Where's the vacuum Thug? It's pounding into Affen and doing the lid hold. Is it gonna bounce back to It's Life? No, it goes to the creep. It's Life takes it again, and he manages to get out, but on the back lines, it looks like they've lost Beast Monster. Shackle trying to kill off Kaiser, but will he in fact go down first? The Shackle saving his life. Goddamn, going for any sort of thing. This Wither Boss does manage to kill off the Slaughter, and now goddamn, he will fall, but at least he got a return kill. Is it gonna be a full 5-man team wipe? Thug, I think, has this easily, body blocking up goddamn, and that'll be the end of that. And how low was the Roshan? I don't know.
Third, I think. There's no way they take it.
Oh gosh, Thug, why are you walking through the wall? Life choices.
Check, I think.
Yeah.
He's also gonna have to walk through it for the rune as well.
I think he just doesn't walk through it again. We see a Spirit Breaker coming out for Thug, and he's dead! The Nether Strike gonna end up killing him, and the Lost Auto attacks, and Skanks may have gone down as well. So this wall doing work. He gets the haster, and one of the few that will save his life. Oh my goodness, he gets the bash, but there's gonna be a fissure to stop him out. But they're coming again. They're not able to stun him again. Can they do anything? Bash is coming. Echo Slam expended on Jujitsu, and the cooldown's gonna get themselves a kill. Well played there from Goldenboys, but of course they did end up losing Windrunner. This game suddenly picking up. We're at almost 2 kills a minute.
If they managed to take Roche with the time he bought there, it would have been like perfect time, but it's 16 minutes in. You're not going to take a 1/3 HP Roche in like 5 seconds of space.
Yeah.
They're just overstaying his welcome a bit.
And HR had built themselves up a nice lead off the back of some of those team fights. Everything is trending back down towards very even, and in fact an experienced lead in Goldenboys, although we expect that with a Lich.
Yeah, they made top where they tried to exchange, then they ended up getting the SLTV and the tower, and then they smoked and got a pick. That was like perfect sequence for exactly the tempo they needed for this to go well. But when they went into Roche, they obviously weren't confident GB wouldn't contest them. But the game kind of, like, they can't do that again. what I'm trying to say.
We've got another smoke up from Goldenboys. Just checking around the map. There is a mech finished on Doxy. Yeah, this is their last smoke on Goldenboys for 5 minutes. They wanted to make sure that the Roshan wasn't being done again. Unfortunately, they also can't do it
Radiant's
themselves
top
without a
tower
pickoff,
is
and
under
it's
attack.
really hard to Rosh against a Beastmaster, who, by the way, has Necrobook 1 up. And now they're going for a smoke, it looks like, on HR. Goodness
It works out
gracious.
really well if GP split right now.
And it looks like they will. They might go and investigate their opponent's jungle, not expecting the Roshan attempt right after they
Radiant's
checked
top
it.
tower
Although
is under
Ninja
attack.
on HR, leading the charge, it looks like they actually want to go check the jungle. So both teams, I think, smoke's going to be off the mark.
If they were really next level, I think they would have known kind of what GP were looking to do, realizing they smoked, and if they just went into Rosh and took it, that would be much better than what they're doing now. But it's a much riskier play.
Oh, they know. The lineup of HR pinging out the Ancient Stack, and they might be able to do some good work here, but they're all backing out, so never mind. I thought it's always a nice play to see someone go for killing whoever's doing the Ancient Stack, because you generally get a little bit low this early in the game to Ancients. Instead, they're just going to go back to Roshan, I think. Unfortunately, because of how long this has taken, I think Goldenboys is going to be onto this.
Yeah, if you can trade Rosh for an Ancient Stack, you're really happy with HR, but this is just scattered out because there's exceptional vision around the pit, so they're going to have to deal with the excellent team fight of GB now.
Yep, and now we've got the Sanji. The Aegis does manage to go down in time. They've got a stun coming out, and they managed to destroy Spirit Breaker, but of course you've still got an Aegis up on the Shadow Fiend and all the other benefits. Now, a few other items. I think with that we should be seeing... Oh, we have an engagement continuing. The high ground Wyvern isn't latched on and is going to just wander away. Dogsy, I think, should have gotten... Actually, he's still saving up gold. I thought he was going to go straight for a Blink Dagger. Just kind of maybe as the Beastmaster follow-up initiation.
I'd expect a blink, but maybe
Radiant's
he's going to
bottom
opt
tower
for
is
Force
under
Staff
attack.
or some item instead to... Okay, no, never mind, just wanted to go back to base instead. I like the blink, as you say, counter initiation plus another form of initiation. They need to take this game.
Oh crap, are we lagging?
That's
On
fine on my
stream.
end.
Okay, I just saw some lag. I can actually change servers. I know we had some
Tech
issue
problems.
yesterday. So, always fun.
While you're
Anyway,
sorting that, HR
hopefully-
looking to get some aggression up in the jungle, but good luck as they get scattered up with the ward from GP. So trying to de-ward knowing that this might be there, just looking at the wrong spots unfortunately.
Yeah, and it looks like we might be hitting a spot of lag. I'm not dropping anything on my end, but I'm just going to do a quick restart, folks, on OBS, so I don't think there'll be any downtime, but
Radiant's
just give
bottom
me
tower
a
is under
second,
attack.
and yeah, we're gonna maybe miss an engagement, but
I'll let you be simple.
okay. Apparently we're not lagging. Okay, never mind. We've got an engagement. We've got a Winter's Curse coming out. We've got a no Primal Roar. Actually, it was expended. Skylark's gonna die to the Axis. There is a cooldown coming. It's gonna hit on a few. It should just deter the rest of the engagement. And we've got mass TPs leaving from the lineup of Goldenboys.
That's a really smart idea to just get out, not sacrifice anything more.
Yeah.
Kind of rare in our games. There's always save your friend syndrome, people just throwing their lives away for their team and regretting it later. A nice discipline. See that stuff.
100%.
Fortunately, it's going to
Radiant's
cost them a
top
titty
tower is
tower
under
though. I think
attack.
this was going to die anyway, so now
Radiant
they get to clear out lanes to get a bit more
fortified.
farm. Of course, Jaro closing in on an SNY. Baker working towards the blink, still really far away, unfortunately.
Yeah. So hopefully I have
Radiant's
fixed
top
our lag
tower
problem.
has
Sorry about the little bit of distraction for the calls there. Just trying to make sure it's not lagging on Twitch too much. And I'm trying a different server, folks. So hopefully that'll fix everything. Now, looking around, the gold lead firmly back in HR's control, but it's certainly within one team fight apart. And we've got Blink Dagger up on Slaughter, working on his full stealth. Windrunner has also finished off her Aghanim Scepter, so her damage output is suddenly way, way up. And I think Lich going for a Medallion. Always a nice pickup.
Yeah. Hopefully just to pick up the front lines. At the moment, HR, they need to be ahead of this.
Oh, Thug having another strike and a primal roar. Thug is not going to have a moment to go down. They're going to get up a really beautiful Lich Blow, and with the slow as well. I think both of these two might just end up dead. Cold Embracer, no. That is an Aegis Bone, and Windrunner has brought back. Can she get in here? There's going to be a Shackle coming out. Nothing happening Jay can do there. And with Focus Fire coming in, a vacuum wall of dreams, but with the blast, with the Requiem of Souls not being as nearly as much as they needed, it's not going to work out. There is the Winter's Curse. Kaiser will probably fall here, but I think it is worth it to burn the Aegis and burn the SF in return, although it's kind of even because there was a Windrunner buyback, yeah, and we can see by the gold exchange, it's pretty even. So a really nice play there, and Skylark, he's desperately searching for more. Yujitsu's going to TP out, and I doubt they'll manage to catch up the hasted Winter Wyvern, so a nice play there, all of them escaping.
I think buyback's worth it in the end, because I think they've had to take the fight without the Windrunner being there to do the damage she did. But it's just like, she loses a lot of gold doing that. I think she was at like 84, count the death on top of paying for the buyback. She lost about 1,000. Her item progression is going to be stunted slightly, but it's worth it to keep up power, I think. Necrobook 3 is going to be coming out really soon. They're just 300 away. It's like their peak. And HR have like more small item on the SF, depending what he wants to go for. Bachelor has the Factory plus Blink. Go with the Solar Crest as well. This Wyvern is really calm.
Yeah, this Wyvern, I'm a little bit surprised opting for the Solar Crest and now popping up a gem instead of the Blink, but it's certainly doing good work, and it feels like with Sharklaw with Beastmaster there, with Sharklaw with the Blink on the docks here, with Beastmaster already getting many great primal rolls off, you maybe don't need the Blink initiation at this point.
The Blink's great in theory, but it's not what they need to win the game. I'd say they've got the ways of initiating, and you just need to make your SF as physically big. You could get a Vlad's if you Solar Crest, which she opted for. It mitigates a lot of what she, especially as a Windrunner at this point of the game. It's only level 2 amp on SLTV now, so not all of it's counteracted, but every little bit helps.
Yeah, also
it's just the situation where Shadow Fiends won't call this game. They have to play around it. They're itemizing towards it.
Okay, now we have no picture and just sound. Sorry, I'm still having some technical issues, which is always the dream.
Talking.
Excellent, thank you, PQ. Let me just check that it isn't just something where we needed to refresh and we'll get the image back, and if that's the case...
Python spoken to GP's Ancients, get scouted out. Initiate with
and there's going to be a Winter's Curse coming out, maybe next time looking to fall. This is going to be a good, the cooldown, just killing off illusions, and they get a clean pick. I don't think they can follow it up onto Lich.
But this is the rest of the big creeps, and probably the mid tower as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not, actually. They feel possibly a bit unsure with the back on cooldown right now, the wall as well. They want to just wait for their ultimates.
Yep.
Maybe not. I think it's a play though. They have to be able to go for things like this. If they wait on their ultimates, it's just going to buy too much time for GP. The Necrobook is up, so that's probably one of the bigger things.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like I have got it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, I've got it fixed, I'm pretty sure. And hopefully that'll be all the tech issues for today. So, hopefully we'll be done now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and hopefully that is all we need to worry about. And as you said, we've got some item pickups. Gyrocopter finishing Sanj and Yasha working on the BKB now. Ooh, slithering crush onto that bird with great prejudice. No love there. It looks like Lich is gonna be their mech carrier.
Yeah, I think that's really optimistic, picking it up so late. Rather have had your suggestion of the medallion over... I mean, Blackwood is cheaper, so maybe you wouldn't even have the medallion at this point. I'd rather see him working towards that. Counteract to Solar Crest as well. Putting it on the Shadow Fiend can really mess him up. If you ever get to that sort of farm, at least.
Yeah.
You have to expect you're gonna get items at one point in the game, right?
You gotta hope for it, certainly. Something else I wanted to mention is that this Earthshaker, he's getting a really late blink here. He seemed to be on a good pace at one point in the game, and then he's just been picked off, it feels, one too many times.
It's really hard when HR are just running at you. They have the vision from the bird. His positioning has to be pretty... not dying these fights. Or it's awkward. And so when you've got the Lich who's also pretty poor, he's probably buying most of the ward. Not much room. The Gyro's farming, the SLTV's farming a lane. Windra is definitely farming as well. Trying to catch up from her buyback.
Yeah. It's rough that she bought back. She's fourth now in the net worth. At one point she was topping the chart. It seems like she's doing decently, but of course she wants a crit here. She wants any sort of damage item. She desperately needs that, and it's really something where if she doesn't get ahead, as you mentioned, she wants to be ahead of the Shadow Fiend a bit, and it's really hard to be there. So, on the other hand, they have two backup supports, so at some point HL's lineup...
It's coming out.
Yeah. Always good, folks. You can be all protected, too. You, too, can be protected from the D.
The word that's spoken.
Yeah. So, anyway...
Honestly, it's so shit that this happens. Players, it's just so frustrating to deal with.
Yeah, and I'm like super confused that it's happening this game, because it's not exactly, although...
Gonna be a Join Dota Lounge, right? Sorry, not Join Dota. Dota 2 Lounge.
Yeah,
so there's gonna be
that's
bets
it.
On it.
So, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, because there are bets. But anyway, maybe he's also just having connection issues. So...
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So, Earthshaker, he's going to get closer and closer to that Blink Dagger, but he really needs to die for not like 10 minutes for this to actually latch. He's 1, 7, and 8. The 8 sounds good, the 7 not so much.
You want to swap the 7 with the 1 and then you'll be happy. Then you'll have a Blink.
Then you'd have a Blink years ago, so feeling... a little bit unfortunate here for maybe next time, but he's used to this. Maybe next time always has a really rough road. And Goldenboys with some other stuff that we won't talk about going on now. If you're a Windrunner here, do you try for a Blink still, or are you in favor of just going straight crit?
The idea your Earthshaker's gonna get a Blink in the next 5 fights go well, without already having one, you a bit of damage or maybe a BKB itself. I think crit's not the best choice, but it's the one they really tend to go with. Probably Trail of Thought right now. I could see BKB though, because HR just have a lot of shit right now that makes it hard for him to do what he wants. Circumvent the Requiem, just the Iron Shell damage in general, the constant blast spam coming out from the wipe. It makes his life easier.
It's also something where the Winter's Curse, it can still be cast on the BKB unit, but it means you don't attack your allies, and since you're starting to stack up, always good.
Yeah, and if you're wind running, your allies don't hit you, so perfect synergy, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I'd be surprised though if he does go BKB. I think I could see Maelstrom as well, because this is really next level, I guess. But if you went into the Mjolnir, there's so many instances of damage from HR with like the Iron Shell and that in general. The balls hitting you, Necrobook hitting you. If you put it on the Gyro and he BBs and runs at you, you can do so much. But I don't think anyone's ever gonna do that. Yeah, that as well. You can kill the wall really easily up to your farming speed. But unfortunately, it is like a waste 5k gold other than that.
Yeah, it's really rough to justify it here, and it certainly doesn't help you. You don't get tankier other than the damage instances. It's certainly something where a well-coordinated HR team can move their attacks off of you depending on the instance. And of course, as you mentioned, they might just raise you down anyway. So really rough there. For Shadow Fiend, I wouldn't be surprised if his next item, he actually went the Blink Dagger, something we haven't seen as much this patch. I wouldn't be surprised if his next item is the BKB.
I like the choice of items he went for the game. The S and Y, really standard stuff. Opting to to pick mech so he can go into more of the carry role earlier, which makes a lot of sense. Following it up with the blink so he can do more of the wombo combo stuff with his team, even if it's just a solo pick up with like Wyvern ulti into Blink Requiem, or presence. And I think he doesn't need BKB super early right now, because he got the S and Y pretty early, had the Aegis as well, so that probably prompted more. So BKB next is a very logical choice.
And I think the Beastmaster will pick up his Blink Dagger as well next, and we'll just be like, hey guys,
So
we be
poor
blinking.
at the moment though. It's having a sad game.
I mean,
26 minutes, Necrobook 3 and a magic wand, like, yeah.
considering how his lane had a bunch of kills kind of early on, they definitely managed to kill off, I think it was Lich and Gyrocopter took a tumble in that top lane each. I thought he was going to have a much better time, and unfortunately hasn't been able to seal the deal on farm or kills, but he's been very active. He's got 13 kill involvement on his team, which only has 17 kills, and I'm impressed.
Yeah, and part of the reason for that is, as you say, he's the one moving around because he has to be the one moving around. Satchelo's like pushing lanes and constantly taking the Radiant Woods if he feels confident. Then Afro Ninja's taking one lane plus his entire woods. So there's very little space for the Beastmaster to get his own items up. He's mostly getting it through fights.
Yeah, and
while we're having quite a lot at this point, mostly dying, I feel like.
can you come look at this effigy? I don't even know what hero this is. Like, it
that's
looks... Why does it have a tree in it? Do you see the tree?
It's not a tree, it's antlers.
Yo, okay. I'll believe you. No idea. No, I don't see it.
It's completely messed up. There's like a sword hanging out.
Yeah, it looked like Tiny's tree to me, and then a pouncing Marana dog, cat, and I was really confused. But Spiritbreaker also has up a Glimmer Cape. This is something where the supports, while the Lich is a hero who can go without any items, Glimmer Capes early, not only are they fantastic items for the magic damage reduction, it really hurts your opponent's economy because you have to pick up sentries or dusts. Otherwise, people get away. And as a weak support, that always sucks.
Yeah, screw that item, honestly. Everything got implemented. Support's life just got so much harder. And,
yeah.
But it's really good as well, because it fits into the theme of buffing up your Shadow Fiend, which is their only frontliner. He's getting nuked down by constant harass. It completely kills their sustain and their push. So Glimmer helps out with that. It also gives them a form of initiation.
Definitely. I'm just like, did Beastmaster just, I've forgotten what happened before this pause now. And like, Beastmaster has the Guardian Greaves debuff on him, but clearly Darkseer Shocklow is on the bottom lane, so I'm just like, what happened? What's going on? So I think he just TP'd down there and it's having a bit of a surge about. To try and help out Earthshaker here, would you just try to calm down the game until he gets his blink? Because I really think Goldenboys, you hit a new wind when the Earthshaker has blink. A lot of these pushes, HR has to position themselves better. As you said, they're going to have SF kind of frontlining. The rest of the heroes waiting to come in after, because otherwise Earthshaker's going to pick them all off, and it potentially makes these team fights a bit favorable for Goldenboys.
They definitely would like to slow the pace down. It's just a case of how much HR lets them. When playing the Shaker, you're the one that always wants to be there to stall the push, maybe cancel these, or you want to be there ready to engage your team if they get caught, or engage if the enemy team's in a bad position. Normally the cores that TP in or are taking the like, it's mostly just going to be on getting a fight where he doesn't die and maybe gets 1 or 2 kills, or is just in the area for the kill gold.
Yeah.
The way he gets it.
And just so folks know, each team does get 10 minutes of pause time, I believe, per game. So
isn't it also per instant? Like if it's one player, it's pause time for them?
No, it's 10 minutes per team.
Yeah,
sorry, when he
sense.
said goddamn, I definitely read that as like, goddamn that this is happening. And then remembered it's the player's name. I was like, wow, Leo, wow.
Alright, they're gonna man up and Mike. Okay, right, I'm gonna tell you personal story here. I was playing a match. My player scored keyboard, and I had to play and Dazzle from minute 1 to about minute 30. It was so hard. If they can manage to pull this off, it would be insane.
I mean,
I had to
goddamn.
micro my hero. I had to micro the ball with all these weird, stupid hotkeys. I kept pressing F1 to on the Beastmaster hero, and it didn't work.
Oh, yeah, that'll be. Oh, goddamn is now reconnecting.
I think he's just reconnecting though.
Yeah. No, goddamn's like, okay, team Spirit Breaker, you're microing me. I am now microing. But unfortunately, it does look like we're gonna have to go into this down a few players. I think a lot of these players experienced with micro, but as you said, a Beastmaster is just a whole nother level, and especially something where we potentially have, I don't know whether Goddamn will be doing it or the Spirit Breaker, it's probably going to be one of those supports microing the core, just because the other cores maybe have a rough time, but as a Winter Wyvern holding the gem, who has to get off that perfect Winter's Curse, I would not expect him to be the one microing, because it's so rough there, and as you said, there's Boar, there's Necro Creeps, there's the Hawk, there's just Beastmaster things.
I think the balls are gonna pretty much get neglected. The Hawks everyone could do, because it's like, okay, your Shadow Fiend's farming 1 point, he just moves the Hawk to wherever he feels he wants vision. So the team can kind of take the Hawk. The Necro is again annoying because none of them will have it hotkeyed initially, so they'll have to drop it, be like control it up mid-fight, while also thinking about controlling the hero. It's the whole new point of Dota. You know, if you want to play hard mode Dota, this is how you do it.
I'm sure some of these players, though, have played other types of MOBAs or RTSs, so I'm sure they will be able to figure it out. Goddamn,
doable, but like, be at such a lead for it to work, I think. Or your opponents have to be really bad, which was how my game ended up working, but I don't think it's the case here.
Suddenly super rough. We've also got another, we've got a smoke up on the Earthshaker. There's smokes up on HR, and both teams waiting for the smokes to get back in stock, although HR's is going to be first. What is he drawing? Okay, I think he was trying to draw something.
Yourself.
No, I'm pretty sure he was trying to draw something, and then he realized that he's like, oh, I can't do it. I don't have the owl macro. The owl macro is so good. I always enjoy that. We're also really light on the effigies, like...
Yeah, effigies is bad now, though, because Rune's just screwed them up highly. Shame, really.
My throat hurts. Okay.
It's nice that they're opting to play though, as opposed to just forfeiting the game. Maybe it gives them some time to get back in as well. Or
also,
for a stand-in for the
organize a stand-in for a second game. I don't think, I hope we don't have the series forfeit. Just because I was really excited to see these two teams play, feeling like they're very even given their current records, but unfortunately we may not, and I am not sure at all who's microing. So another problem with the Beastmaster here is, I believe you can't, he still owns gold, and you can't buy items on the disconnected player, and right now in Reborn we have no remake function.
Yeah, not being able to buy a blink dagger on him is going to be a problem.
100%, it is not nice to be in this bit of a pickle, so...
Alright, so you can't even pull him a blink, right? The Wyvern can't get fat and pull him a blink.
No,
that's a huge problem.
Work.
Honestly, I think they're going to have to win in the next 5 to 10 minutes in the next Roche. It's going to work for them. They have to make 1 or 2 big fights, take a few towers, get the Roche, and game.
They have a lot...
It's going to work.
Yeah, they have a lot of push potential just because Inner Beast is such a fantastic passive, and yeah, I think they're going for maybe an all-in play here on a pickoff. We can hear Wyvern getting ready, but they're all backing out on Goldenboys, and they're completely in the know.
Actually, really impressive no one died after the boss, because that was like 10-12 minutes of just... People will forget what's happening, unless you're really disciplined in the pause, which most players I've played with aren't. Like, alright, I'll be right back, 5 minutes, I'll get a drink, you lose track of what's happening.
Yeah. And they're all gonna end up backing out from the lineup of HR. They could easily take down bottom tower, I think, for HR. It's pretty low. As you said, though, sieging high ground is another story, and they're at a lead, but not enough of a lead where you kind of throw your body against the tier 3 and win necessarily. A good Slitherine Crush coming out, a good Lich Ult, and these Lich Ults this game have been on point. Could just end it for you.
Dire's top tower is under
GB
attack.
have really hard heroes to push into, and the Frost Armor is also one of those things you don't take into account too much, but as a player you really feel like you put going as fast but
Yeah.
when you won't have Shadow Feast, your right clicker, it's even worse. I guess the Boar and the Necrobooks kind of help as well.
It buffs him up, but you're still right. They're running
Radiant's
basically a
bottom tower
one
is under attack.
damage output lineup. Like,
Radiant's
they've got a little
structures
bit
are
of sources from
fortified.
everything else, but their right click is all SF, and I don't know how viable that is. Now, we have
Radiant's
potentially
bottom
gonna...
tower
Oh,
has
maybe
fallen.
next time actually doesn't realize he's completely seen, and he ends up stunning, goddamn. I don't know if that actually changes anything, but kind of lucky. And this sentry completely off the mark. So they get the tier 2 bottom that we thought would be super easy, and they can maybe turn their attentions to Roshan, who's just respawned.
Yeah, I like the fact that you didn't opt to just go for the top tower because the tier 2 bottom died, which obviously it did. Roshan control gets a lot more limited. That's the way HR win this game right now. They get a Roshan and they just take one really big team fight.
Yep.
You could be
So,
optimistic that it can go minutes, I think, but realistic, I think this is window.
Yep. But HR, they understand that maybe they're expected to be doing Roshan, and if they can do the return gank on the Roshan pit, unfortunately, because it's a smoke, they don't see
Radiant's
anything,
bottom
but
tower is under attack.
maybe they'll still be able to get it. They have to have some idea that this is going on, but the smoke still has quite a few seconds left on it, and maybe next time, since he's not placing any sort of wards, they're not seeing anything. Oh, really unfortunate
Radiant's
there. I
bottom
feel like
tower is
HR could
under
certainly...
attack.
We also just have... Oh.
No, this is pure outplay, honestly. They're seeing bottom lane pushing, they knew exactly what the smoke was happening, now they're going to engage Roche. We have to make a really good decision of taking the fight, where the vision is good because they have Hawk and so, and there's a lane pushing in.
And Shocklow is judging them for their ward placement. I don't know if you saw that, they had a ward in the river, they meant to put it in this sneaky spot that we've been seeing quite a bit. Instead though, here comes Slaughter, and he might be able to get the jump here, nobody's disabled his blink, there it goes, there's BKB. They managed to use the primal roll, but Flight is stunned up both of these times, and he's DC'd, who cares? Slithering Crush lands onto one, and Ninja taking a lot of damage. He's gonna Requiem of Souls back to BKB's unit, and Skylark, he's taking a crap ton of damage. The Lich Ult, it manages to bounce over once, but it's not enough, and Windrunner is dead. Skylark's gonna fall, I think, to Urn. They get off a nice fidget, but somehow HR, one man down, are outplaying them in Spirit Breaker. The Urn has managed to kill off Slaughter, but Yojitsu, he's going in for more. He has a charge coming up. Can he do it with the bashes? Can he get the bashes? There's gonna be a enchant totem, but now here comes Ninja, and he is there with the damage. Raise 1, raise 2, Echo Slam though, they've got another. He doesn't attack the right hero, I would argue, and maybe next time's gonna fall as well. A 4-man wipe for HR. They don't lose anybody in return, and this is gonna be a super easy Roshan for them. How did they take that engagement?
I think it was mostly just that they used a lot of the spells on the Beast Thrust where you dropped Book and Raw, and then they weren't able to deal with what HR were putting out. They got a really nice back into, I think it was a 3-man curse, followed up by the Requiem. They got a lot in that show. They just weren't tanky enough. HR's still at the point where it's like, they have a lot of good fight at this point, and if you use your spells incorrectly, they can definitely capitalize on it. Now that's like worst case scenario, because you give them Roche, you also lose a fight, so you put them further ahead. Giving them Roche and trying to like further your own worth.
Yeah, HR definitely making a case that despite the DC, they are still in this game, approaching a 12,000 net worth lead and almost a 5,000 experience lead, so they're doing pretty dang well now. As we've talked about, it doesn't feel like they easily have the late game, but they are putting themselves in a fantastic spot, so we'll see. Beastmaster being microed very slowly around the map. We have also Wyvern really close to her Blink Dagger when it comes to gold, and Spirit Breaker 2k as well. So maybe these supports can itemize to help out their Shadow Fiend. Do you think it's a game where something like a Lotus Orb could be coming out for the lineup of HR just to make sure that those shackle shots aren't on point?
I don't think there's too many people that are going to buy it. You could opt for the Wyvern, but I think, as you said,
maybe I think
option.
Spirit Breaker is the only one who would potentially get the Lotus Orb.
Yeah, I could maybe see that, but I think it's better he just gets. Never mind, that goes it up.
So I think
It's
that thought
really
process.
good for the amp as well.
Yeah, it's really good for the amp. I believe it will dispel some of the slows coming out of the Lich. It'll return the amp, it'll return the level 1 rocket, oh yeah, and it'll make the Lich think twice about who he throws that Chain Frost on. Of course, he can just throw it on a different target. But it can really help. It arguably tanks up the Shadow Fiend because people don't want to engage on him.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go for the Achievers instead as more of an initiation tool and just adds damage, but thing I was saying earlier where they're just on the Shadow Fiend train, buff him up as much as...
And I think actually the Windrunner opting for Blink Dagger over a damage item here. The Slaughter's been doing a good amount of lockdown. Yes, I think the Blink Dagger has helped her positioning, but not having the damage has missed them some kills. She couldn't take out the Shadow Fiend in that bottom engagement over here just because they didn't have any damage on her, it felt like. So, Ninja gonna get himself another tower easily, it looks like. Frost Armor not gonna slow him up, and suddenly HR, despite being a man down in a really fantastic place, they still have a really hard high ground siege ahead of them. I think you have to kind of put Necro Creeps on there, maybe have Ninja play up in the front.
I think they have to commit with this Aegis. GB have really strong deep pushes, you see cooldown just clears out the creep wave. They have Cold Embrace at least, so they're gonna get a few hits in here.
Yeah, and killing off the rocket, as you said, they're getting this tower down to half health. All of these buffs up on Shadow Fiend, making him hit super fast. We can see both of these attack speed auras. Yeah, they get the bottom tower, but Shadow Fiend doesn't care. And as you said, you gotta use this Aegis. They've only got 2 more minutes on it. He may as well completely burn it. They go for the Slithering Crush. He's actually forced up forwards. I think they put the Lotus Orb on him, so I think it's actually time to just go right back in. This should be returned when it hits, is it? No. Okay,
yeah,
apparently. Yeah, so the Lotus Orb expired there, folks, just for folks playing at home who are wondering maybe what happened. And they have gotten themselves a tier 3 tower, immediately dropping a ward. This sentry not going to be nearly close enough to see it. And they're working on the range track. Ninja, Lotus Orbed up again. They have to do something, and Skylog deciding to go on the backline. But Thug, he gets off the shackle. It manages to latch him with the Echo Slam. The Primal Roar coming out onto maybe next time. There has to be some sort of follow-up, but they don't see a good wall vacuum combo. But there's the Winter Storm. Ninja going to drop a Requiem of Souls on top of their head, and suddenly Titan's taking a crap ton of damage, and the Lich Hold is being returned, and it's going to kill off the Lich. Now Thug taking a lot of damage for it. HR, he's going for some more raises, but I think they just got themselves a Rax. Well played there from HR, and they have put themselves firmly in the driver's seat. I don't think Goldenboys is out of it yet, but a fatal mistake there from the Lich, popping the ult there. They've got Skylog bouncing in. Earthshaker, he doesn't have Echo Slam, but he can certainly bounce in. The Cold Embrace saving its life from everything coming out of the Windrunner, but now not going to save his life. He manages to just walk away, and now finally the power shot gets in. Can they get the return kills that they need here for Goldenboys? Ninja just going in, pounding into people. He finishes them off with a raid. The charge in is stopped, and will that finally be the end? But Thug, he's suddenly out of position. He's going to try to Windrun it off, and I think they want to back out here for Hellraisers. Surely they want to stop this engagement, and there we finally see it end. That was a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, the game-winning Lotus Orb on the Lich ulti, I think. Managing to give you a point. Really surprised it actually happened. Really hard to cast it on the blink glowing target. I feel like, I guess you can also do it mid-air, so if you see it coming you can counterplay it. So maybe it is super next level actually.
It's actually, as much as it's like, Lich, why did you cast that ult on him? As you just said, Lotus Orb can be applied while a lot of these projectiles are flying, and even stuff like Winter's Curse, as a Wyvern who looks to be taking a lot of damage in the bottom lane, has Lotus Orb up that is...
He doesn't even die to a Windrunner, like, he needs damage so badly, and he's going BKB.
Bullet doing work. I was saying that even the...
Lotus Orb, Lich ulti.
No, even something like the Winter's Curse, Lotus Orb, you can see the animation being cast and apply it, and then it gets really hard sometimes to catch it. They managed to shackle Ninja, but where's the damage follow-up coming out of Thug?
There just isn't any. This blink is really biting him in the ass, and now he's also trying to follow it up with speed because he feels like he needs to. It's really awkward. I wanted to point out earlier when you... they had damage in terms of the rest of the heroes, but where they really lack the damage is on the BKB Shadow Fiend. It's even worse now that he has much more support from the rest of his team picking up items.
Dire's top tower is
he
under
needs to
attack.
be the one to kill the Shadow Fiend in
Dire's
BKB,
structures are
make him play
fortified.
defensive. If he's just allowed to walk at you, then obviously you're gonna have to feel like you need defensive items. It's the Gyro that's
Dire's top
the
tower
MPB
has
that's
fallen.
be taking that job.
Yeah, so he's gonna be the one, as you said, trying to actually hit people here. I don't know if it's too little, too late. I think they've still got a lot of game left in them. Oh, we have a Primal Roar coming out, and it looks like Beastmaster is gonna go down, but can they do anything to save his life? Thug now being killed off by his ally with that MJB. They've got a cooldown happening, though. Ninja, he's been blocked with BKB. Requiem of Soul's gonna greatly reduce the damage output. A wall onto kind of no one. The gem needs to be picked up by Sharkwell, but he's thinking about returning back in. Ninja has killed somebody else. This time, no Lotus Soul to save him. He's gonna go down. So finally a good kill for them, and I think Sharkwell got out with the gem, so at least that's something, but having no Lotus Orb up there to deter Skank's gonna really turn it around. And can they just go with 2? I'm not sure if Jiu-Jitsu is doing the right thing going in with this charge, but we will see. And Skank here, he's just dead. Nether Strike gonna finish him off. Thank you, Ion Shell, but Skylark pounding into Jiu-Jitsu, and he doesn't have a charge up. He's just gonna have to try to fight this, and Glimmer Cape here doesn't do work. Gets the fissure out as well. Jiu-Jitsu is gonna fall. You think so? Oh, he didn't charge away. Is he actually going to get out? There is a Force Staff and a Blink Dagger up, and yes, Slithering Crush going to seal the deal.
Yeah, that fissure nearly saved him. If he'd have managed to quickly charge like half or something, it would have just going straight to the... But I think he might have gotten away there. Really hopeful play going into the base trying to glitch.
Yeah. I mean, I think killing the Lich wasn't necessarily the problem, it was getting out. I think if he had been a little bit luckier, could have probably Glimmer Caped out, but of course amp damage got applied, so...
He needed to see that play, for sure.
Yeah. Our experience... Yeah, that is one big Spirit Breaker. So we've got experience turning towards 0, we've got net worth over 10,000 lead for the lineup of HR. I still think this game is losable for HR, but they need a bunch more items on both the Windrunner and the Gyrocopter, it feels like.
I'm actually really surprised that they've managed to extend their window so far, and I think it's mostly on the back of the Winter Wyvern. Playing really well, he's had farm, high game, so he's not been hitting good spells, but the Solar Crest is obviously super impactful, positioning's even better. The Vlad's just buffing his team up a lot.
And really trying to make the most of playing around this single core lineup, or this one carry lineup, because they have other cores. Shadow Fiend, though, the Slithering Crush misses, and now I don't think Skylark or Goldenboys can continue with this gank.
That was so fortunate. Around here, I don't know if you saw it, and the smoke was literally just about to break, but he blinks away. Don't think he knew that they were there. Like blinking towards his team maybe, or you wanted to go farm Ancients, get a rune. It was just so unfortunate. That was like exactly what we want. A solo Shadow Fiend.
And as you said, not working out for them. Is this also smoke rotation? It is. If they can get this team fight from behind, they could certainly make it a win, and they're just going to go from the side. Thug has no idea. Wind just goes up and into Requiem of Souls right on top. Thug is going down, and now Kaiser has to fight alone. There is an ice frost blast coming out. Kaiser is doing quite a bit of damage, but it might not be enough, and he's going to fall here with no BKB. How is he going to escape? They've got people going on him. They've even dropped the wall for him, and one more auto attack should be the end of him. Suddenly, HR in a good spot to take another Rax here. I don't know whether they'll be able to catch out Skylark. He's trying to sprint away. The Earthshaker has also laid down a fissure, and I think Skylark should be able to escape here, but a big team fight for HR. That Winter's Curse, Requiem of Souls, a beautiful blade coming out there for HR, and their creep wave bottom pushing as well.
They're managing to get it every fight.
Yeah.
Exactly how they're winning, and by the way, they'll probably get this out really soon.
Yeah, they'll know by the push. Gyro, I think, has to use his a big Echo Slam. They're going to manage to pick up its life, but no, the Guardian Greaves come out. They're trying to auto-attack him down. There's going to be a cooldown. That'll catch someone at least. Goddamn, immediately popping the heal. Appa Ninja is going down, though, and they don't manage to get Kaiser in return. At least they forced the buyback. They got over half health onto the tower, but if they pick up some of the rest of these stragglers, maybe finally Goldenboys can turn it into an objective. They're going in. The fissure just misses. The shot flow blinks away, and now the charge coming into Skylark. They try to use the Splinter Blast, by goddamn, it's not going to be enough. There's a heal coming out of Skank, and now with the dust up onto the Glimmer Cape target, Nether Strike is going to hit on Skylark, but where is his team's follow-up? BKB popped by Yajitsu, and I think that Skylark, he may go down here, but they can't see him. And Yajitsu running around, Glimmer Caped up, oh, not Glimmer Caped up, Lotus Orbed up, doesn't help you against the Focus Fire, although maybe we're going to see that returned, but unfortunately, no such thing. If they manage to get out here, the rest of HR, it looks like, goddamn though, sacrificing his life. He casts Winter's Curse again. It's not enough to kill though, and he's gonna lose a gem here. This is pretty unfortunate for goddamn. Gonna hold.
Yeah, I think he is.
Darklow's coming in, maybe thinking about trying to pick that up, do something. He's just gonna TP out, actually pops the TP. Slithering Crush on him, is he gonna feed as well? Suddenly everything going wrong for HR, and he's dead!
That's just overextension. Like, I think they saw the game in their grasp, picked off the gyro mid, they also got the Windrunner. Go for the tower push, thinking they maybe don't have buybacks, get 4-man echoed on a creep wave or something. I think it was at least 3. And then it was just like, it's cringe-worthy, unfortunately.
Yeah,
However,
and
it's
also
not over for them. They can still do the exact same thing again. They just need to play a tiny bit more disciplined.
yeah, and I think maybe relying that last teamfight engagement was fantastic for them, and they have smokes coming up, but they might be losing a Roshan here. Earthshaker is now holding the gem, has a 4-stop up as well. We're gonna be seeing if there can be any sort of contest. Beastmaster should have a good idea of this, and they dust actually, making sure no one was Glimmer caping in. Beastmaster should be able to escape here. They actually might get, they got the amp damage. Beastmaster is most likely dead. That was a cheese Roshan as well, which is always worrying. They've actually popped the Necro Creeps in its life. He's gonna take a call. Oh goodness, call down happens. He doesn't manage to get up the Primal Roar, and now the Wyvern, goddamn, does manage to blink away. They have to take this fight 4 on 5, if at all. If you're HR, do you just dodge until the Aegis is down? I don't feel like you have the time.
I think they could definitely lose a Tid too. High ground defense is so good, but unfortunately Sashla is getting trying to push up bottom.
I don't know what he did there. You know that they were in that area. They just took Roshan and he TP'd down bottom. Maybe hoping just to, as you said, push up bottom, make a little bit of space, force them to rotate home on the Radiant for mid lane.
Well, if you got the Iron Shell off on the creep wave and like surged down or away and TP'd, it would have been a really good play. But that's a fine line where it's really good play or it's just a feed. They're doing the right thing though, trying to do some split push. Unfortunately, he has no TP, so this is extremely all in.
Yep. Lich is holding up Kaiser's Talisman of Evasion. Of course, his next item was going to be that butterfly. And Windrunner is rocking 4.5k gold, now a little bit less, and she still has buyback. So our buyback status is not, I mean, most people have it on timer. And unfortunately, Shadowfiend actually doesn't have his by gold. I'm really surprised by that. He just put out the Satanic.
I really don't think buyback's away from him. They want to be pushing out. If he's buying out, they're losing the game in the long run.
Did they just dominate the Hawk? They did just dominate the Hawk.
What a play. It's super tanky as well, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, now you've got.
So legit. You
got like OP Scouting Hawk, 1400 health.
Yeah, that's
literally
an unkillable ward right there with him.
matchmaking points.
That's so legit.
Yeah, I like it. I like the play a lot. I haven't seen that one before yet, folks. So
I mean, who's going to actually micro it anyway?
That too. So, Butterfly finished out from Gyrocopter. He also, of course, doesn't have buyback based on time, so not a big deal there that he buys out. He'll probably be able to farm up buyback by the next time it comes around. And Windrunner rocking the cheese. Gyro, of course, rocking that Aegis. What did he? Oh, he swapped out the Helm of the Dominator for the Aegis, so that'll be something.
Windrunner needs money as well. Pushing with 5k in her bank. Need one Aegis cheese.
She doesn't. She could just get a Chrysalis and like it would all be worth it. We've got a Slithering Crush coming out. Manages to catch out. Goddamn. He's getting stunned up again by the backstage. Managed to catch the Lotus ult, but he's gonna go down before getting off the Wyvern ult. And that is huge, this team fight. We've also got It Live falling. Windrunner pounding into Ninja now. And Ninja, he is caught out in no man's land. Manages to blink up, but Skylark getting the Slithering Crush on him. Is this just the beginning of the end? The Shackle could land. Ninja trying to dodge it. There's a wall drop. No vacuum, and here comes the charge. Thug popping the cheese. Ninja wants the Requiem of Souls, but he doesn't have the BKB. And they're going deep into the base. That's going to be a Lich ult coming out on your Jitsu as well. And suddenly down 2 heroes. This might be a Rax now for the lineup of HR. Lich ulti is bouncing around as well, getting all the creeps. Kaiser's a little bit low, but of course he is Aegis carrier. So why are they going for the creep wave means that they have to go for the tier 2 instead. And I don't know.
Fortunate.
Yeah.
It's time for HR to get their stuff back off.
Oh, but they see exactly where Alpha Ninja is. Maybe next time is maybe gonna just blink up on top of him and Echo Slam if he sees him. He could certainly blink forwards here and give it a go. And Skylark cutting off the easy retreat. Shocklow, can they latch him onto the tree? They don't need to. Oh, they get the latch as well, and Shocklow is dead. How does HR defend with just 2?
I think they still hold high ground. That's the dumb thing, because it's taking so long, and they should pick up a finish on the Windrunner, but sieging is not fastest right now. Don't get me wrong, it's decent. Gyro hits for about 300, Windrunner's hitting for just over 200 at the same time. But it's not the quickest, so I think they have time to respawn.
Yeah, Alpha Ninja, quick on the fingers there, trying to make sure he doesn't go down. And yeah, they'll get this tower. She's got a decent amount of damage. She really needs that crit up. But certainly going to take this, and they're looking to even up the odds in mid. But Wyvern never used her ult. So,
He got picked
goddamn.
up really early, so
Yeah.
that's like deal for GB. Probably the most influential hero that you can feasibly pick off.
Definitely agree there. We've got Dox here working on his Shivas. Shadow Fiend, I don't know what you buy out. You get bots, you get rid of the Blink Dagger, or is it Sanj and Yasha you just trade out for something?
I think the Blink's been really good because of how they've been coordinating the ults. And now the BKBs are up on like the Windrunner as well. They have been for a while, but maybe now you just have to sell the Blink and get a crit or a rapier maybe.
Oh, and it's actually MKB from Windrunner. I was really expecting crit. MKB makes sense.
With the
Yeah.
Butterfly.
Butterfly, Solar Crest as well. They have no idea that Earthshaker is chillaxing invisibly because they had lost their gem earlier and haven't picked up a new one since. And maybe next time gonna scout out all this. He also broke a smoke, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're gonna Necrobook and find him. They should have.
Oh yeah, they saw that. Now he blinks away. Echo Slam does come off, but there's gonna be the Primal Roar. There's also a charge coming up, maybe next time, but Skylark, he's here with a Slithering Crush. Shocklow taking a lot of damage, but Kaiser, Winter Coast up, they don't seem to have the damage, though he's so tanky, but there's another strike, and Alpha Ninja locked down in the Cold Embrace with the amp damage on him. He's not invisible for them. He's got a buyback on the Earthshaker. Can he get back in here in time? And Alpha Ninja, he's being isolated out. This might just be GG. He doesn't have buyback. Kaiser is so low, but no cigar, and Yajitsu, he manages to dodge that, he's still dead. Oh, can he charge away to, oh, he's running through the wall, oh goodness. Oh, Glimmer caped up, can he juke, can he dive, he's TPing, they're gonna just Slithering Crush him, this is really unfortunate.
That was a legit attempt, honestly.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. But as you said, it feels like the one bad team engagement that HR took here may have cost them the game. There's also the DC, of course, but they were looking like they were in a spot to win it 4v5 for quite a while there.
I actually think Wyvern managed to kill the Shadow Fiend there. It's really unfortunate because he's CC'd. You obviously want to Cold Embrace him, but I think Shackle was ending. By the time he got his Satanic off, the stuns were off cooldown again, and he blocked down.
Dire's top tower is under
It's
attack.
really hard in the moment though. I've done it several times and I'm sure my team hates me for it, but
Dire's
it
top tower
happens.
has fallen.
Sometimes you don't Cold Embrace in the best
Dire's
spot.
top
Now, do you
barracks
think
are
here
under
that you call
attack.
GG or keep trying to fight it out as HR? You've lost the
Dire's
gold
top
lead.
barracks has
You've lost
fallen.
the experience lead.
Might as well
Dire's
try
middle
one more
tower
fight.
is under attack.
Got 20 seconds on the Shadow Fiend, so I don't think they'll be able to track you if HR
Dire's
delay a
middle
tiny
tower
bit here.
has fallen.
By a tiny bit of time, then the Shadow
Dire's
Fiend will
middle
be up for the
barracks
third
are under
round.
attack. Dire's
And-
middle
And then is
They
it
can
GG
still
push
win.
down mid?
Yeah, you try for sure. I don't think you just G out here. Might as well.
Okay.
It's like
Dire's
an
bottom
extra
tower is
minute
under
of your
attack.
time.
Okay. Well, let's see if they can
Dire's
set something up on
structures are
Kaiser or
fortified.
Thug. There is the glyph coming out, and we've got Necro Creeps popped up. Goddamn, could go for a blink in here, and Kaiser wouldn't have an easy way out. Pops that BKB. Oh, and he's using Flat Cannon. It's live. It's just gonna go down. Can't get off the
Dire's
Primal
bottom
Roar.
tower
Even if he died there, getting off the Primal Roar there, I think worth it. But here comes Kaiser. There's a BKB and a vacuum into a Requiem Assault. Unfortunately, Winter's Curse gonna reduce a lot of this damage. Echo Slam comes out. Jiu-Jitsu doing good work. This wall, it's nice, and they call GG, understanding that it is over. Really unfortunate to see here for HR. Hopefully they manage to find a stand-in for the next game, but either way we'll be going, I think, to a game 2. Do you have any oh.
They got robbed, honestly. They should have won the game.
So
It was-
unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, it's painful.